My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And today, there is an actor that he's been around for a few years, a little over 10 years, 20 years.
Actor-wise, 10 years.
15, yeah. Actor-wise, 10 years. Other things-wise, he's been around for since 2009. It's been, time is a meaningless, it's a meaningless situation. So 13 years, anyway, I don't know. He's been around and he's a delight. And we wanted to just get y'all familiar with him, even though I'm sure most people who have been listening to us and watch Korean dramas, they Korean probably variety. Already know this individual.
Yeah, he's a bit popular.
Yeah, it's not an underdog. He's not a nugu by any stretch of the imagination.
Even if you're just into music, he does so many collaborations with other artists and stuff. He's
killing it. He's top of his game. And of course, we're talking about the one, the only So In-guk, handsome devil with the severe eyes. Love him. He does comedy. He does romance. He does action. It can't be stopped. He has beautiful voice. And we want to give y'all the skinny because we just think he's great. And we've enjoyed his oeuvre for many a year now.
Yeah, it was time to focus on him for an episode.
I had to give him a little something because he has quite a resume.
And he's busy these days too. He's
very busy.
He's becoming a Netflix darling, so that that's not
probably
a bad
great.
thing.
It's probably great for his wallet. Just
right.
Putting that out there. So let me give you the breakdown on my boy, because it wasn't always sunshine and good times for this dude. Just prepare yourself. There will be a slight trigger warning later. I will lead you to it. So In-guk, he debuted in 2009 after winning the reality show Superstar K and launched his first career as a ballad singer. And in 2012, he was cast as the lead in Reply 97, where he began his far more in the West recognizable career as a drama and film actor. He was born on October 23rd, 1987, so he's a hag like the rest of us, one of us oldies. So he grew up in a very poor household. His father was a welder, and my brain just went numb on what his mother did. I did write it down, but apparently I didn't. He was a recyclables collector. So, the people push the cart. That's what his mom did. So she collected recyclables. His dad was a welder, and he trained as a wrestler, like a traditional Korean martial arts wrestler, and was into martial arts. But at 10, he decided he was going to become a singer, and he had a beautiful voice, so he should have. And then at the age of 20, he moved to Seoul to do so. However, in a move that's going to surprise no one who's been involved in the learning about the Korean society and entertainment industry at all, he was rejected from almost every agency he tried at because they told him he was too fat. The man was never fat. I just need to point out, he was never fat.
And I mean, also, opera singers exist, the fat with a great voice.
Not even close.
But he wasn't even remotely close to being fat.
I know, but
any stretch of the imagination.
Being fat has nothing to do with your voice and whether you have a good voice.
So despite this huge impediment to his life of being not stick thin, he still managed to win Superstar K. And then after winning this, was signed to Jellyfish Entertainment. And in 2009, he won the Male Newcomer Award the year he debuted, obviously newcomer, and then released his first album in 2010. However, while recording his first album, he developed an extremely severe eating disorder.
Trigger warning.
He was severely bulimic, and so he lost over 30 pounds. So he did what the people wanted, but instead of them being, saying like, oh, finally, you're good enough to be one of us. They just started, tabloids just started a bunch of rumors that he had gotten extensive plastic surgery.
Of course.
Yeah. A classic. He did get help for his eating disorder, so he is healthy now. Okay. We'll get back into that because this may be a theme that comes up again at the end of this story. So he continued to release ballads and do everything, and then began acting in 2012 with a supporting role in one of Sky's favorites, Love Rain.
Yeah.
That's right. And then he began to get cast in a variety of shows and quickly, became the lead in Reply 97, which I remember reading a lot about, in that people were like shocked that they had like dared to make this ugly man like the romantic lead. And also they were like really like, no, I remember reading this and being like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, 'cause he's fucking gorgeous, right? But they also said the same thing about his co-star, Unji from A-Pink, that she was also too ugly.
Adorable and gorgeous.
Yeah, like, that she was
people are terrible human beings.
People
like, you're trash.
So basically they were like, oh, I don't know why they cast these two uglies to like star in this show, which went on to become an incredibly popular show worldwide. Like, people fucking loved it. And during that, he recorded 2 duets with Jung Eun-ji's co-star, which may or may not have won some awards. We'll come back to that later. He then debuted in Japan with a Japanese musical debut in 2013, and he has continued acting on to today, which led to 2017, where he went to do his military service. Now, I just need to point out, there's a lot of people who would get mad, but he did not skip out on his military service. He went to boot camp and immediately broke his ankle. Okay. Ooh. And then when he went to the hospital, they discovered that he has a bone and cartilage condition that causes miniature tumors to grow all through, benign tumors to grow all through his bones, making him exempt from military service. And that was why in the first week of boot camp, he broke his ankle.
Broke because it was, yeah.
So
sounds painful.
Yeah, right? Apparently it's like not painful as long as you don't break your bones.
As long as you like stay away from that, you're good. But I don't think the military can like help that.
Yeah,
or play a lot of sports.
Yeah. So, and he doesn't. Listen. I'm sure he uses stunt performers. Okay, like so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he didn't have to do his military service, but like, he wasn't trying to get out of it before anyone was like, listen, oh, celebrities getting out of things.
Are incredibly painful and like very tough to heal from. It's not the kind of thing you fake. Like, you don't do that to yourself just to get out of and then just have it's because he had a bone condition he didn't know about, guys. Yeah. So anyway, he's continued acting and thankfully no longer has an eating. Well, once you have an eating disorder, you have one. But he's healthy now. He's never been fat. I just never been fat or ugly. I get so questionable about.
Well, even when you go like look for clips on YouTube, like there's these little quote unquote like news shows. It's for like the actors and stuff to just kind of what's going on. And quite often for him, it was always about his weight. It was always about his weight. Like, oh, he lost all that weight and now his body. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
No, it must be like, I'm thinking of him as a person, and it might just be awful to hear that all the time. When he's even said in interviews like, no, it wasn't like I was losing weight. He was like, I was throwing up everything I ate. And like, so when he lost all that weight, he almost got dropped by his agency because since he had been throwing up so much, his vocal cords had gotten damaged. So he wasn't even.
How do you sit there and actually like praise that? Like, how?
It happens all the time.
I know it does.
I know.
I can't understand that there are people like that.
There's a girl idol, I can't remember who's lost a crap ton of weight recently.
Oh yeah, the girl from
and like she looks not good now. Like you can see her spine nubs and like all like it's clearly unhealthy. And when you see the comments on it, and Westerners are going, we're concerned, and Koreans are going, concerned for what? She's never looked better. And you're like,
I'm so glad that I get to see her like have a heart attack on stage.
I know.
Right?
Like my siblings in Christ. Like, it's like every time, listen, it's every time, you know, the one girl from Twice who's just taller and slightly wider set than the other ones. And everyone's like, oh, she's so fat. I'm like, in what fucking world is she fat? And it makes me want, and one, even if she was, so what? She can still dance and sing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off. And also, in second world, she's not. She's like a size 6. Calm the fuck down.
Right.
Like,
this is, yeah.
Anyway, so basically the entertainment industry almost killed him, but he's a bad bitch. Couldn't be held down. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So
one thing I want to throw in, whenever he was getting the prize money for winning Superstar K, that's such a sweet story because he immediately gave all of that money to his parents, and his parents were like, we cannot accept this.
Yeah.
And so they put it into like an apartment for him to like live in to do his work. And he turned around and like any money he made, he gave his mom a cafe. Like he's a very, very good
nice guy. He seems like a nice dude.
He really does.
Who really got shit on
later, but his parents seem like good people.
Yeah, his parents seem like
really
good people too.
Raised a good person.
And
yeah.
Just when you're talking about the eating disorder and the and all of the stories being about his weight and about how he's ugly and stuff, like just from what we've seen of his mom, that, you know, we'll discuss later, as we said, but like, she just must have been so hurt. It must have been so hard to see people talk about your child that way, especially
when as talented and
like, and you're just like, why are you hurting my baby? Why don't you see how amazing my baby is? Because my baby is amazing. Like, it's
like
her too.
It's just like maybe stop thinking that being the certain ideal is the path to success, because clearly, despite being just morbidly obese and a fucking ghoul, he's I'm kidding. Obviously, he was none of those things. He's succeeded as a romantic lead and a very popular ballad singer, an award-winning ballad singer. So, like, apparently, this didn't, hinder his abilities in any way. Somehow, shockingly,
all the other like closet uggos in Korea were like, yes, that's our man. Like, they didn't care. Like, they just bought his stuff.
Like, and okay. Here's my thing: is like, there's like, like physical ideals in every culture and every age, which change rapidly. But people like unique faces. And I feel like a lot of, production companies don't realize this, that like talent and a unique look will get you way further than just being what is classically handsome, generically handsome at that time. And he's not generically
to like these people that are saying it. Like, it's stupid. Like, it just lets them know that it's okay to do it. Like, I just it's like it's parenting 101. Like, you just don't do that. Like, you don't give in to your kids all the time. So why can't you figure that out for like anybody else? Like, I just don't get it.
Like, there should honestly be consequences for these types of comments.
There really should. Like, I'm like aggressively for like harsh consequences.
Yeah, because like
they need it.
Like, just what if like his his mental issues and his eating disorder had gotten so bad that he died? They would have killed a man.
They've probably already killed other people. That's
absolutely.
not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, people hear that stuff and then they feel bad, and it becomes.
And it's like even if they're saying it like for example,
has like an issue with that.
Yeah, like if they say it, they're you're sitting there and you're saying it about him, but then you have your friend sitting next to you hearing you say this, and your friend's not super skinny and with the perfect
they're bigger or like whatever.
They're like, well, I guess you mean that about me as well.
You 100%. There's you cannot get out of it. Like, you cannot like say that and be like, no, it's not for you.
It's like
it is.
It's like when
that's what you think of me.
Because like I've always been, since I hit puberty, I've always been a bigger girl, okay? I stopped growing vertically and started growing horizontally once I got my period at the age of 9. I've been this size since I was 10 years old, okay? And it's like when like skinny girls in school would be like sitting next to me, they'd be like, "Oh, I look so fat today," and I'd be like, "Fuck you, Brittany."
Yeah, you do.
Fuck you. What was the TikTok? What was the TikTok I saw? It's like, what's an annoying thing that you as a fat person do to like piss skinny people off? And the girl's like, every time like I hear a skinny person say they look so fat today, I'll go, "Yeah, you do." You do. You look terrible. Or the other one is like when they look really glammed up and I look really ugly, I'll go, "Twinsies." But yeah, no, it's like that's the energy really. And
well,
I'm glad that he got through it because the world deserves his talent.
Just like the new Tolkien like show, and there's awful commenting. But what I'm gonna say is there's starting to be consequences for bad commenters, and so people that were in other recent shows with diversity that people got, they're turning around and like trying to support that, and they're going, "Wow, just a year or two ago, I really could have used that type of support, guys." Like,
I think my favorite
they need to back this up. Like they do need to stand by their people.
This is a total aside, but about the Rings of Power, my favorite thing is all of these idiots thinking Neil Gaiman was involved in the Rings of Power, and then like tweeting at him just the most insane racist bullshit, and him being like, "Okay, first off." And he retweets and comments on it all because, of course, this is Neil Gaiman. He's like, "First off, you suck. But secondly, I'm not involved in Lord of the Rings." He's like, "I was involved in the other woke project, Sandman. That was me. Be mad about that one. Like, come be racist about the right thing."
But he keeps going after them is the funny part.
Yeah, just following Neil Gaiman is a balm for the soul. I'm gonna be honest. Like, anyway, we're very off topic, but it all circles back because people were shit to this guy for absolutely no reason.
Well, all I was trying to say about that was essentially entertainment companies and the like should protect their people, but not only that, there should be consequences for harmful comments and things of that nature. It's not okay.
I mean, if they're like getting rid of idols because of bullying, that's bullying. So,
and I feel like, writing malicious comments like this, call them out. You know what? They should pull a like DKZ's entertainment company when they, the false accusation. They were like, "Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I'm not making this bitch apologize. Like, y'all were lying. Y'all are up your own asses. We're not gonna play. We're not playing this." So enough.
We've been at a more online worldwide existence at this point for long enough that there really do start needing to be consequences for that type of behavior.
Yeah, like on things like Weverse and stuff, like start blocking users, start kicking them out,
kick users off if they make nasty comments.
Say you can't be
here. Get them completely out, block their ID.
Yeah, exactly. Completely block them out and just say, "Well, I guess too bad.
Terms of service, bitch. We're a private company."
Also, right.
Bye, Rocco.
Bye. Okay, just Jessie, remind me to send you a video I watched earlier today. Okay. But anyway, it was literally the dark secret of Rocco. It's good. Okay. Sorry, but yes. No, fuck them. Just fuck them. Because if they had their way, Selwyn Gook would have killed himself. And he didn't.
That's the thing. And that has happened to people, and I'm not just saying like Korean entertainment side, but this continues to happen to so many people worldwide, and it needs to stop. And not just be nice to everybody. No, there needs to be like consequences for the people that do not act appropriately. Protect your people, period. Or else what the societal costs that people have for being in these public jobs, it becomes not worth it for them if they are at risk for this type of stuff all the time.
And we're so blessed in the like K-pop world of getting so much content. And if you don't get yourselves under control, then that will go away. Because why would I feed you if you're just going to be a troll, right? So if you want content to continue, be good people.
So and Gook.
Yeah, so Gook. Back to So and Gook. It all, listen, there's many reasons we like him.
Soapbox and then come back down.
Well, also, but also being protective of him because all the crap he's been through. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he seems like a good dude.
So many good projects that he's been in and enjoyable things that he's done that we wouldn't have if he had even just taken all that seriously and said, screw it, I'm going back home to work the recycling trolley with my mom.
Who wants to talk about his projects? Okay, do we want to start with music or do we want to start? Let's start with music because then we can talk about the video.
The video.
Oh my goodness, I didn't rewatch it this week, so I'm like,
but it's always in my head.
I rewatch it regularly.
Yeah,
because I'm just like every once in a while I'm like, you know what? I need the greatest video.
I will say that if we were in the same place, we would reenact that type of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if we would make a parody of that music video.
God.
Like
we would
you wouldn't
also watch a lot more for these like special episodes if we were in the same house.
No, like if we were in the same location, our YouTube would be fucking bumping.
Oh my god.
You guys don't even know. Oh gosh. Okay, so music, discography. We already talked about how he won Super K in 2009. He had a couple of singles came out. Well, sort of one single. You know how they do. It's a single with like 3 songs on the album. Okay. So he released that in 2009. Then 2010, he had several singles. He had an album called Just Beginning, which released in May, and then was re-released in August with extra songs because it was just that popular. And he did a couple of collaborations. He signed on with Jellyfish and he did collaborations with some of the different artists there. And a Christmas. Jellyfish does a Christmas song every year. And it's like a big Christmas collaboration.
It's Natalia's favorite.
My favorite thing that people do. My favorite holiday, everything.
And he and he was on Park Hyo Shin, who I think might have been in some of the Christmas collabs, but had an album called Gift, and he was in a song called Love Barista, like as a duet with her in that one. And in 2011, another Christmas song, like basically, another Christmas collaboration on the Jelly Christmas 2011, whatever. There's an artist called Take One. He appeared on their album, and he had a couple of singles come out that year. 2012, he started acting in 2012, and guess what? He started doing OSTs as well. As I've mentioned previously, this is a thing for me. I don't understand why you cast idols in your show and you don't give them an OST. Well, that is not a problem here. So and Gook, if he's in the show, he's doing an OST.
He's gonna be putting those dulcet tones on it, you know.
Gonna be there. So he does have an OST for Love Rain. It's very difficult to find though. The Love Rain has 2 separate OST like discs, like soundtrack discs, and he's on the second one, which does not have Janggeun Suk on it, and so it didn't do as well. So it didn't really have as many songs. It had more of the music, I guess. I don't know. But so it's very difficult to find. You can find it if you search on YouTube. There are some videos where you can listen to it. It's a nice song. I mean, he's got a lovely voice. That Love Barista song that he was on, they re-released that album 2 years later, and so he had that as well pop up. He did 2 OSTs for Reply 1997. And he also had an album come out that year called Perfect Fit, and which had a single release beforehand called Tease Me, and then it was on the album. And then, of course, another Christmas collaboration for Jelly Christmas program. Because, you know, and the song is called Because It's Christmas. We're putting out this song because it's Christmas. And you're like, wow, way to phone it in. Okay. But they're actually pretty good Christmas songs. I don't know.
The voices are always great.
For what Christmas songs are, they're fine, I guess.
It starts off and it's Jingle Belly, and I was like, hey, this sounds like a Christmas song. Look up. Yep.
It is.
So, in 2013, he had a couple of different singles and collaborations. I think on one of his albums, he had a collaboration with Swings as a guest, and then he was on Swings, had a single come out that he performed on. He sang with him. He had his Japanese release and his Master's Son OST and another Christmas song.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
2014 OST for the High School King of Savvy. There was like a whole album by Soenguk and DK, and I can't remember who the other alphabet was. It's like KCM or something like that. And they had like a whole album of them that all working together. But it's under, like, if you look it up on Spotify, it's under DK's label or whatever. So, but again, good songs, good voice. Another Japanese album, Japanese single, and then a couple of singles and a studio album. So like an actual nice.
And what was the title of the studio album?
It is called Everlasting.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Some of the singles that came out, as they do, right? You know, you put out a few singles earlier in the year and then pop out this album with, I think it's got like 10 or 12 songs on it. And you know what? There wasn't in 2014, though. No Christmas songs.
Good year.
Christmas gift to Natalia.
Yeah, Christmas gift was no Christmas gift at all, baby.
Yeah.
Hey-yo.
So 2015, he put out an album called Last Song and a Christmas song called Love in the Air.
A brief reprieve. No.
2016, 2 singles, a collaboration with Doc 2 called OMG, which I love. It's a great song.
Doc 2, he pops up in the most random
everywhere, right? Like it's just and also a Christmas song. So.
I know. Listen, I love his voice, but some of this tough listen for sometimes, you know.
2017, not a ton came out in 2017. He had one single called Better Together, and he did an OST for a show he was not in, Tomorrow with You.
Mm-hmm.
So, which, you know, is a great show.
It is a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show.
And also no Christmas song. 2018, no Christmas song.
Hell yeah.
Well, because he was serving, yeah?
Well, briefly, but yes.
Sort of, yeah. But also 2018 is when he had an OST for The Smile Has Left Your Eyes. And then there's nothing until 2021. So I think that he did that thing where you lay low when you're supposed to have been serving. You know what I mean? So you're not like pissing people off. And so nothing 2019, nothing 2020. 2021, he did the Distant Fate OST for Doom at Your Service. And Natalia's going to love this. Christmas song, baby.
Yeah, of course. He was back with a vengeance, I'm sure.
2022, he had a single come out featuring Ravi.
Oh, it's so good though. It's so good though.
Called My Love.
So good.
Well, like the album is called Love and Love. There's again a couple of songs on there. You know, like in the old days, kids, we used to get records and there was a front and a back side. There was 2 songs. So a single is 2 songs. That's how it works. It is not 6 songs. That's not how it works.
That is called a mini album.
Yes. So he's also done an OST for his show, Manam Dong
Cafe
Manam Dong, this year. It's too early yet to say whether or not there will be a Christmas song this year. We shall see.
I'm gonna say yes.
I
feel good about it.
I mean, and most of these Christmas songs, they have not been just him. Like, I think 1 or 2 was, but most of them have been
collabs.
Collaborations with like Vix and Gugadan was in.
They force everyone in. Everyone's got to take part. It's like the We Are the World of the, He has
a lot of he's done a lot of collaborations. He's on features on a lot of people's albums and then has them also on his albums and his singles and stuff. He's, like I said, Dr. Vix, Verbal Gent, Ravi, Unji, Swings, like I said Dr. twice now. Lisa, but not that Lisa. It's
other
a different Lisa who's, because he's got that ballad thing going for him. A lot of the people that he collaborates with are not going to be on your K-pop radar. They are like,
he is a diva, to be honest.
They're adults. Like, he's collaborating with, people who are 10 years older than him, 20 years older than him, because they're making the music that he makes. But he does also have some really smooth like R&B numbers and gets into a little bit more hip-hop now and then too with the collaborations and stuff. People like his voice. They want to put him in whatever they got.
A really nice voice.
And I think he's probably just a super nice guy too, right? Like, you can tell sometimes with people if they're collaborating a lot with a lot of different artists in a lot of different styles. They're obviously not
assholes.
Exactly, right?
To work with. Yeah.
Exactly. They're not putting on airs and being like, nah, it's got to be my way or the highway. They're just like, yeah, I'll show up and do my job and sing that chorus that you got for me. And he does, and he makes his songs great.
One song that popped up a fair bit was Loved You, that was a collab with Zia. That was one that I saw.
Yeah. Which it's weird to like, I went through the Wikipedia and you had to to try and break it down by year, you had to back and forth. And then there still was stuff that was not there. When I went to Spotify and looked at also appears on, there were things that were not showing up in his Wikipedia and stuff. So there's a lot. I will probably put up a playlist because even I found a playlist called Everything by Someone Gook on Spotify or whatever, and it was not everything on it.
And they were missing a few key pieces. No, baby, there were a few Christmas songs that they just didn't put on.
No, they had all the Christmas songs there.
Now I'm thinking we gotta do just Natalia torture episode where it's Christmas, K-pop Christmas with Natalia, a live stream. Where you force me to listen to all of the K-pop Christmas and me being like, but why?
Yes. Those marathon things that people do, for subscriptions or something, and you just kind of torture somebody for hours and hours. Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
open a Noonas Twitch account just to make Natalia listen.
You played yourself.
You just came up with the idea.
Listen, I'll do it, okay? I'll take that L. X in chat for poor Natalia having to do just all Christmas things. I have to do Christmas crafts. I have to watch Christmas themed things. I have to sing Christmas carols. Get in the jolly spirit.
One thing I do want to say about his musical career is it's kind of surprising that he didn't have more full albums, given that starting as the emphasis on the singing with him winning that and stuff. You think they would have been wanting to crank out a mini album every half year and then here's another full one every other year or something, but they really
he really did pick up the acting thing pretty quick. So
because even when he started acting with Love Rain, he plays 2 roles, but they're both singers.
They're both musicians.
He's so and I mean
it turned out that despite what the haters watching Superstar K were saying, lots of people do find him very attractive. So and he's a good actor. So people enjoy watching his shows.
What's that variety show where they're sitting in the sauna together?
Happy Together.
Happy Together. Yeah, and I was watching him on one of those episodes, and him just saying that, like, when they called him for Reply 97, he was surprised that they gave him a lead role because
it was his second role. It was his second ever role.
He was like, Love Rain, they hired me to play a singer who showed up a couple of times. Like, I thought that's what they were gonna hire me to do, and then they were like,
they
do everything.
The vibe, like, okay.
Wow, okay.
So if anyone out there hasn't seen Reply 97, you should watch it.
Do it
just for him, because like it's an incredible show, and everyone in the cast is incredible, but he is so good that like you can like bless whoever cast him, because I think that they just saw him do something, and just, you know how sometimes you'll see someone and you'll just know that like, oh shit, like this is it, like at whatever they're doing.
I mean, that's the thing about like Love Rain, because it's got like the first 4 episodes are like in the past, and then the rest is in he plays 2 completely different characters, and like, yes, they're both singers, but they're so different that it's a really good first project, right? Because anybody looking at you, like, you've got 2 roles right away. You've got 2 roles that you get to like show off your chops and be like, look at me, I can do. And they're almost different vibes too. Like the past episodes are more of a mellow, and the future hits more rom-com. So you're like, like one project, and you got to like showcase a lot of stuff. And they obviously liked what they saw.
Did we want to talk about the video?
Yes, please.
So I know we hyped it up in the beginning, but he did appear, not one of his collabs. Okay,
this is not a singing credit.
This wasn't a collab. This was an acting credit in probably the greatest music video that I have ever seen in my life, and I have seen
like especially in like K-pop.
Videos. But I believe that this music video shook Korea. Okay, it shook them. So it was for a K-Will song, in which he plays with what's the other guy's name there?
It's the guy from the
Blood.
Vampire,
Yeah. So it starred him.
Okay,
so it starred
Cinderella's Prince.
Yeah, An Jae-hyun.
Yeah.
From Blood and Cinderella and the 4 Princes, and Dasum from Sister. So the plot that you're getting is that An Jae is getting married to Dasum, and his best friend is Seungkook. Okay, and it just shows they're like, it's just your typical where you're getting the real impression that like Seungkook's character in this music video.
It's not a purely Love Actually vibes going on.
Very much. If you know what, where like he's very unhappy about this marriage going down, but forced says he's the best man. He's got to go. He's got to be a part of it. So it goes this whole story, and then it ends. Okay, and this is where I think Korea lost their fucking minds, because it ends with Seungkook's character sitting in a car alone, looking at the wedding photo that he then rips himself out of, okay, and then places over Dasum's character because he was in love with his best friend, not the girl the whole time. He said gay rights. He said gay rights, my friends.
It's a great song. You're still on mute.
I'm so sorry.
The phantom muter.
Everybody who's listening, you can see Stein. She's very, very animated when she's talking, but it's mute and silent.
The thing is, if you look away, you'll miss it type thing. So there's this huge buildup, and in that year, you are not expecting that to happen.
Yeah, like
it's very. Of course, he's pining for the girl. Like that's just the way music videos were. I mean, that's the way it was.
But no, they said not today. Not today. You'll never know.
Dasum on there. She's so gorgeous and she's so pretty. You're like, obviously.
Like who wouldn't be in love with her? I'm in love with her.
Yeah,
we're all
in love with her.
You can tell they were like 3 friends, so they spent a lot of time together.
Like she was always including him, and it was like you're like, oh, this is like very like torturous because they're always together.
No, they got you.
They got you.
You got
even worse.
Even if you know going in, it's still like, whoa, they did that.
Like, you sneak. Anyway, it's incredible. You should go watch it. I know we've spoiled the ending for you, but like, listen, I feel at this point, like, if you're someone who's been listening to our episode, you've probably seen it. Like, listen,
it's a good song too.
It's a good song.
Like, you don't have to worry about like it being a bad song, and you're like, I'm just here for the music video. It's a good song and a good storyline.
Yes,
and a clever twist ending that, you know, because of heteronormativity, no one saw coming. So incredible. Chef's kiss.
So, and now we're going to talk about another clip.
Okay. The greatest.
Okay. Should we hold off on doing the clip and then we'll talk about filmography first? And
we'll talk about filmography. And then we'll end with the greatest.
Knows what we're talking about.
They know.
Like, we're like doing this like false build up.
If you don't know, before you get to the part where we talk about it, you should pause. You should go to YouTube. You should type in right now, just So and Gook birth secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you need.
And then watch it, laugh hysterically, and then come back to listen to the filmography, and then we'll talk about it.
If you've followed us over to K-Bay to listen to us over there, you will have heard basically every single one of us
mention the birth secret, telling them about the birth secret.
Video, which I think when they first started doing Doom, I like sent them the link immediately. I was like,
no,
you guys have to watch this.
Like, you need to watch this.
Required watching.
Yeah. So pause this episode, watch that, come back.
Come on back, and then we'll talk about it after we talk about his shows.
It's one of those clips that everybody on Twitter, it's like, if it shows up, you retweet it.
It's so monthly.
I literally made my husband watch it. He has no idea who this man is.
No.
He does now. Like, he recognizes him now. You know.
Well, let's talk about like the other stuff that like is not as good as this birth secret video, but you know, we'll give a rundown of the filmography. So he's been definitely in more dramas than movies, but he's been in several movies. So I'll first start with dramas. We talked about Love Rain, and him being kind of a minor character in that. Sky's favorite or one of her favorite dramas. I haven't seen it.
Me too.
But I think a lot of people have seen it. It's pretty classic K-drama if you're looking for a K-drama.
Wildly popular in Japan, like crazy popular in Japan. So, and it's good. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
And then Reply 1997, which have all of us watched it? Amanda, have you watched it?
I have not watched it.
Oh, I think you would love it, Amanda. I really do.
I mid-watch. I got busy.
So good.
It's so good. He was the main role. It just, if you are a K-pop person, you need to watch Reply 1997.
I do love NG, so like,
yeah, she's super cute, and it's like all about like the fan wars between like, you know, all of those like first gen groups.
It's so good.
It's so good. And it's just like the high school group of friends coming back together, and it's just, I love it. And then he was a main role in like a gender called
which
Rascal
I tried
Sons.
to find because it sounded like something I'd really be into, but I could not locate it. I was bummed.
Like, there's a good amount of stuff that's like him that you can find, but like some of these you just won't find. The next one you will find, regrettably, The Master's Son.
He has a good role in it.
He is good in it.
He's good. His character is like the good role, but everything else to get to that is just. He's like one of the, like the secondary characters. Like he's like the main secondary character, like secondary coupling. You know, not the like the second male lead. Well, like
kind of, but not really. Yeah, really. It's confusing.
It's complicated.
It's confusion. There's ghosts in it too. It's whatever. He does have a guest role in Reply 1994.
Reprising his role.
Yeah. He was in the K-drama Another Parting, which was like a smaller one. Which is like it's kind of one of the drama specials, but not one of the drama specials. Like I watched it. It's like a kind of maybe like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type vibe to it. It's a little bit low budget, but it's still good. And it's only a couple of episodes. I'm pretty sure I watched it on YouTube if you're looking for it. And then he had the main lead in High School King of Savvy.
Questionable drama. He was excellent in it, but it's a questionable drama.
I started it for this because I was like, okay, I've always meant to maybe check it out. Sports. He plays hockey, you know. No, and the first episode is fun, and like him with his buddies in high school is fantastic.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I'm watching it, and just the first episode, I'm like,
wait a
this
second.
This is a romance between a high school boy and a woman who works. Like, company, isn't it?
It's a little.
I'm good.
But then he needed the paycheck. He got the money.
I do know that like a lot of people talk about it. So like if you're like a rom-com person, especially like heavy on like kind of the comedy and stuff, I think you'd be into it.
You know, if high school age gap is not a problem for you, then maybe you'll like it. I mean, I really, really loved the dynamic between him and his friends, and like
he's delightful.
The girl who's clearly the love interest, the lady who's the love interest, like her little sister goes to high school with him too, and she's into him. So like the dynamic of the four of them together is hilarious, and like I would watch the crap out of just that, but I was like, I see where this is going, and it is not for me. So. I walked away.
Yeah,
definitely not a Jessie drama.
So
no. He followed that up with the Seguk, The King's Face, which is his debut into historical. I haven't seen it. I don't know if anybody else on the podcast has.
No. It's on my list, but I just haven't gone around to it yet.
If you're like looking for a Seguk and
there's like.
Book, there you go.
There's only like one person on this podcast who's like really passionate about Segooks, and I haven't had time to get to it yet. So
that's okay.
I can't win them all. I can't watch everything.
It sounded like he did a really good
Natalia
job.
Yes, he
can't
did.
watch everything.
I know. I may not sleep, and I may be unemployed, but even I can't watch
you
everything.
Have your limits. And then he was in the drama Hello Monster, which I've only seen the first 2 episodes of. I think it was 2.
Me too.
I like it. I like it so much.
Like bringing it and then taking off and bringing it and taking it off.
Yeah.
So like I started it and then it went away for a while and then it came back and then it went away for a while and now it's back. It's weird. So I just kind of gave up on it. Do you like it, Sky?
Yeah, I do. It's definitely
Zhang Nara in it as well.
Yeah, she's awesome. Tonally, it's much darker. You know, so if you're thinking like rom-com, anybody, it's not heavy on the com or really the rom as much. But I did not get that far. It was kind of just the setup of his character's growth as a child and things like that. But really, really interesting stuff. Like. I really, really did enjoy what I was able to watch of it so far.
I do think I'll get back to it at some point, especially because there is a Thai version of it.
Yep.
That is up on Netflix right now.
And it's pretty good. The Thai version's pretty good.
Last year, maybe? Like end of last year?
Yeah.
It's very recent. Like I don't think it was this year, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. So it would be interesting to kind of compare what they do with it.
Yeah.
And then he was in drama that we've all seen. I know we've all seen Oh My Ghost.
It's like a cameo. It was like practically a cameo.
And then he had another guest role in She Was Pretty, which is a drama that I am not going
I've
to
seen
watch.
it.
I've seen it. I don't remember
I have problems with that drama, but that's just thematically I have issues with it. But
yeah. And then he was in the OCN drama 30 Task Force, which is
so
kind of
fun.
I watched a little bit of that, so it was actually fun.
Romance.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I tried and it wasn't quite hitting for me.
Where were you watching it? Because I feel like it's also on Serial. You know that YouTube?
I didn't watch it on Serial.
I started it like years ago. I feel like maybe on Viki.
Okay.
Or something, but like I don't know if it's still there.
I shall go check it.
I started it. My son used to come home for lunch, and we watched like Descendants of the Sun, and then we were looking for something else to start, and we were just like, oh, why not this? And then we were like halfway through an episode, and he's like, no, not this. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's on. Right. It is on Serial, despite the fact that I really looked around high and low before I went elsewhere
Serial
for
gets
it.
things, and you don't.
They don't advertise it super well.
No, they really don't, because when they advertise it, they either advertise it on like their Instagram stories, or they'll post up a preview, like the trailer for the show, but they don't ever sub the trailer. It's very weird.
I know.
And like
Serial, reach out to us. We can help you here.
I think I even Googled, because I was just trying to see, like, did it hit any platforms, and it was nowhere. So I tried elsewhere for it. So I will say, for me, and I like that type of show. I got pretty far through episode 1 and it didn't hit. That's why
it took a few episodes for me too.
Okay. Maybe I'll go back.
And since I didn't have the extra time, I was like, I can't wait for this to hook me. Like, I have to go to the other ones. Because it was with Ma Dong-seok. Like,
yeah. Exactly. That's exactly it.
I was like, huge cast. It has Ma Dong-seok. It has Soo-young from Girls' Generation. Yeah. But just the whole cast is kind of like people you know. Like,
but pretty much Ma Dong-seok's character gets conned right off the bat, and you're like, how is this going to become a bromance? And you don't see how on earth that's going to be. And that's what I wanted to get to quicker, but like I didn't. But he did really well being a con artist, so I'm good. Like, he was really good.
He feels like he's good at like being like, especially when you watch him like in his interviews or behind the scenes stuff, because there's like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. He's always just kind of like foxy, you know. He's just like
the character from Zootopia. Yeah, you know, just not a bad
Nick Wilde.
No, he's just like
Nick Wilde.
He likes to play. Like
he's like a playful
playful
guy,
flirt that like just like he just loves to kind of like mess around with people and make them laugh. That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
So the next drama I know Natalia really likes.
It's like one of my favorites.
Louis.
I have
watched some of this.
I think love this drama so much.
Episodes.
I think I did the first 2 episodes too. Like,
me too.
I have watched this drama in its entirety at least 4 times. When I'm in a bad mood, I'm like, you know what's gonna make me feel better? Shopping King Louis. I fucking love this drama. Like, I don't know, there's something about it just fucking hits right. Like, just the comedy is on point for me. I don't know why. I cannot articulate why this drama works for me so well.
Sometimes you just have one of those.
But it does. Yeah. And I love everything about it.
It's a very popular, like, it's very favorited amongst the K-drama watching crowd.
It's just the one scene where it's like him and the other guy that works at the company, and they're in like her grandmother's house, and there's a spider on the wall, and he's like, ah! Like, just his reaction, like his over the top, just like, ah! Like, please no. He's so good in it. He's so good in it.
It is high in comedy, so if you're like looking for like a kind of good time, feel good type drama, I think
this drama will not make you feel bad in any. There's nothing in this drama that will upset anyone, and if there is, I'm questioning why.
So his next drama is completely different than Shopping King Louis.
Very much. For a 180.
And this is also after like the kind of biggest jump that we see, like 2 years. And it's the Smile Has Left Your Eyes, which we have talked about before, at least I have talked about before. It's a kind of psychological thriller. It's not for everyone. Things happen in it that are not like nice and pleasant, but he's very good in it. Like he does well in the role. And then after that, so in Smile Has Left Your Eyes, he's alongside Jung So-min. They both come as like a guest to Abyss, the drama. Like they come as like Grim Reapers from like the very first or second episode, because I can't remember. The Abyss has like either the director or the writer is the same as the Smile Has Left Your Eyes. So they kind of just got them in as a guest like role. And then he was also in a guest role in Navalera.
He plays a ballerino.
Yeah, he does. That's right.
And then he was the main role in Doom at Your Service,
Which, if you're more interested in that, we did an entire series with K-Bay where we all watched an episode and went and talked about it.
So if you want to know a lot more about like Doom at Your Service, especially like with K-Bay, because they're our
sister podcast.
Give you in case you have not experienced the K-Bay experience yet.
It's very different vibes in this podcast.
Gay, so like even if it's not gay, it's gay. So sometimes you're gonna watch a drama after you listen to them talk about it, and you're gonna go,
we don't make it gay, we just want it
we just wish for it to be gay.
Yeah.
But that's not K-Bay. K-Bay is a different K-Bay does a different kind of thing.
They see the gay where gay may not be. We project the wish for the gay where it could be. Like we're two ends of a spectrum here.
But I actually watched the entire series and I enjoyed it.
I really like it.
I had fun with it. So if you're kind of looking like
good old Kevin.
Good old Kevin.
If you remember from maybe last week's episode where we discussed Kevin, that's where he's from.
Well, now we need to do a full episode on Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. No, we don't. Absolutely, we do not.
Maybe it'd be like a little special, a little mini.
Yeah, we could do like a mini special
for like Patreon,
a live stream, the Kevin stream.
He was a guest role in soundtrack number 1, and then his not final, but like what's most recent is he's the main role in Cafe Minam Dong. It's also
which I am
Cafe Minam Dong Case Note. It's got a bunch of different titles, but he is going to be in a drama coming up. When? Who knows? Called Smoking Gun. So
sometime, it's an espionage action thriller. So
Natalia, how's Cafe Minam Dong?
Yeah,
he's good.
He's great in his role.
That's all I'm going to say. He's great. He's great in it. You can tell he's having fun in this show.
Okay.
It's another smooth type of character, right?
Yeah. He's like kind of a con, but not really. Like he's pretending to be a shaman, but like there is like this funny bit where you find out that his mother is a deaconess at a Catholic church and like doesn't know that he's pretending to be a shaman. So like him and all of his, friends have to like, she'll show up and they have to be like, shit, like, hide all the occult stuff before the deaconess sees. Like, so it's like it's a comedy. It's like very much over the top.
It's another comedy heavy,
slapsticky comedy sort of thing. Yeah.
Those shows definitely prove he can sell comedy.
Oh yeah,
really well.
Yeah,
his comedic timing is great.
And then he does these other ones like "Come and Hug Me" or
Smiles Left
Right. Right.
Wrong serial killer drama.
Wrong. Anyway,
I mean, people die in both of them.
Yeah, come on. But like he does those ones and completely different vibe. Like he can do a lot of different stuff, and that's pretty cool. And he seems to just kind of pick whatever he feels like. Like people offer him stuff, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm feeling it, so I'll do it." Like it. He doesn't have like a type that he's like stuck in doing, which is cool. Must be nice, I think.
So for movies, he's not been on a lot of them. He made his debut in 2013 with the movie No Breathing, which is a sports drama about swimming. It has, what's his name? I'll go to it. It's Lee Jung-suk. Yeah. He's the lead in it. It is on Asian Crush. I didn't watch it, but it's there if you are looking for
it's your vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of shirtless dudes.
Yeah.
And sports. We know how I like the sport.
Yeah, so it's going to be perfect. He was a guest role in a Chinese movie called I Love That Crazy Little Thing. Have you seen it?
No,
tell us.
But I just don't love it.
And then he was in Pipeline, which is a movie we watched for our Patreon movie watch.
And it was fun. It was a fun movie.
It was a lot of fun. I can't
very silly, but very fun.
His role was great, though.
Yeah, everyone in that movie was good. Like it has Lee Soo-hyuk as the villain, so like the little back and forth
it's
between
kind of like
them.
a fun action movie. You know,
this kind of like an action, like a heist. If you're into like heist movies and stuff, this has kind of got that going on. And
I will say, if you do end up watching it, make sure you stay to the end. Yeah, because they like kind of all dance to a song, and
it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
They're having a good time.
Outtakes and stuff. Like,
and I'll be honest, it was a pretty clever heist.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for heists, not a bad heist.
Yeah, no, it was very. I enjoyed it. It was good.
He does have a movie coming up called Project Wolf Hunting. I think it comes at the end of this month or towards the 21st. End of this month.
The 21st it comes out.
Look forward
it looks
to that.
Insane.
I'm sure Vicky will pick it up at one point.
Him and Jang Dong-yoon playing like psychotic criminals on like a penal colony in
it's like a sci-fi
penal
twist
boat.
To it.
Wow.
Like a boat where they put all the penal criminals and they have to like be brought back to Korea, but things go wrong. He looks unhinged in it. Full tattoos, like head to toe. Like sick tats, just covered in blood, like laughing maniac. I'm excited.
Oh, Jack Min's also in it as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's fun.
The cast is incredible, and it looks unhinged. I'm very excited. Très excité.
He was also in another drama special called The Miracle, which I didn't watch, but it's about ghosts. So I just didn't have enough time to watch extra things. I'm a little busy right now. I'm sorry.
You're busy?
What?
Crazy, I know. And so he's been in a ton of like other TV shows and stuff. He's been on My Little Old Boy and I Live Alone and Hello Counselor and Running Man, all those things. But none of them. We're circling back, guys. None of them compare to his episode. Jessie, Diablo knows.
That wasn't Diablo. No.
Who was that?
Diablo
was Sky's.
No.
Oh.
Diablo is
Sky's dog.
Dead asleep on his dog bed next to me.
We never hear them, and they are like, they know what's up.
Yeah, they know. They know
that I'm going to say
humor. Pure humor.
Best episode of a Korean reality show called Mamma Mia.
Oh, so good. It was so good.
The terror that like brought us the sound is up.
So, but
a little crazy-eyed right now.
One thing I did want to mention on YouTube, there's a clip from one of the reality shows that he was on, Marry and Me, M-A-R-I and Me, and it's people that go and they take care of people's pets. He takes care of 2 raccoons.
It's so insane. Gosh. I missed my YouTube didn't like pop up the captions initially. So like at first I was like, are these his pets? Does he have raccoons? How did I never hear that this man has raccoons? And then I realized like, okay, no. He's like babysitting for somebody. Raccoons. And the Canadian in me had real issues with this. I was like,
they're domesticated raccoons. They're domesticated raccoons. Raccoons are very clean animals. Okay, they wash. They wash their food. Like, which is why there's those sad cotton candy videos of raccoons, because raccoons wash dirt off their food before they eat it, and then the cotton candy, and they're like,
this washes away,
and then it disappears. It was really sad. But
Mamma Mia. Let's talk about Mamma Mia. Now that you've all like watched it and come back, hopefully.
Yes. The first time I watched this clip, I cried. I was laughing so hard. This poor man's life falls to shambles when he realizes his mom had a hoe face.
This might have actually been the first time I ever like saw someone go, because Nikoon's also in this episode, and I like watched it because of him. But like I don't think I don't remember like clocking in on someone cooking that, but it's so good. It's so good.
It's so funny. The last time that this clip made its rounds on Twitter, I was talking with somebody and like just some random person in the comments under it, and I said, what I'd love is to have that be my like my notification when my kids text me when he goes, "Oh, Ma!" Right?
I just love where she like mentions when she meets the husband, and then when they get married, and you can see like him doing the mental math.
to like click, and then the
he's
girl
like doing
behind him
starts laughing.
It out before.
Yeah, the girl behind him starts
She's
laughing,
just cracking up,
and he's just like, you can see the hamster turning, where he's like, wait a second, they met, but I was born 9 months after the day.
And his mom is not embarrassed.
She's like, yeah, I did it. I did it.
And then like we to this, like we first, but like we first get introduced to her as her lying to the father about
how
her
old
age,
she is.
She's older than him too.
Like
she's was already gone.
Shameless. They were already on her side because she was so shameless. And she was like, yeah, I told him, I was like,
well, you can't do anything now.
Oh my god!
I love that when they're like, how did he feel when he found out how old you were? She's like, what could he do? We were already had a baby, and they were like, what?
Oh my god! Just finding out your mom had a hoe phase in a conservative country like Korea must be devastating, especially on live television. Incredible.
Well, it personally involves you. It's not like it was just an independent hoe phase.
You're the product.
You're the product of the hoe phase. Like, I mean, incredible.
It kind of suggests to me, like, given how well she takes it and is laughing about it and everything.
Well, she could have said
the
nothing.
Fact that he has no idea, right? So it's not like this was like they got married because they had a baby that, you know, they got knocked up the first time they met, and then they had a baby and they together because they had to be. The man's like in his 20s and clearly
didn't know that his parents
happy relationship.
His parents didn't just marry for love. Did not realize this. He was like,
it was never brought up in a fight where he heard it or something. It's like,
oh my god, that's so fun. And just how she just openly admits it. She's like, I did it.
She doesn't care. She's just like
I was hot. What do you want me to say?
You really do get the sense, like when he shouts, "Ma!" Like it comes across more like he is embarrassed that this is where he found out. He's not embarrassed that it's true. He's just like, how did you not? How is this where I'm finding this out? Like in front of millions of my closest whatevers. You know, like
all of the pets are now like, we need to talk about this clip.
I did laugh though when I was saying how I wanted that as my my tone when my teenagers text me. This random stranger on Twitter was like, "Here you go," and like went and cut it and posted it somewhere for me to go download it. And so now when my teenagers text me,
that's so sweet of someone.
Hi, mom, at me
sometimes.
Yeah,
I know.
Now you're thinking to yourself, he's incredible in variety. He's incredible at singing. He's incredible at acting. Has he won any awards?
Has he?
Has he?
He has. And we will see if my dog lets me talk about that. I'm trying to catch her to make her be quiet, but I'm not sure if that will work. I will start off by saying a song that he did for the OST for Reply 1997 with Jung Eun-ji won a heck ton of awards. So I grouped those all together, or else I'm going to keep saying that like a bazillion times. But mainly, I'm sure there were even others that they probably won. But in 2012, 2013, because it kind of, a lot of these award shows straddle these years, I'm going to just tell you the awards that specific collaboration brought him. So 2012, APA and APAN Star Awards Best OST. So the song's called All For You. 2013 Gan Chart K-Pop Awards Song of the Year September. Melon Music Awards 2012 Best OST. Mnet Asian Music Awards 2012 Best OST. So he pretty much raked in the best OSTs with this collaboration song. It's a great song, so it's great. Also, Reply 1997 in general brought him a lot of awards. I'm not going to tell you all the things he was nominated for because he was nominated for a lot of things, but I might mention a couple. So also, we already had mentioned 2012 APAN Star Awards. He also got the Rising Star Award and the Best Couple Award with Jung Eun-ji as well. So he raked in 3 awards from that one.
For like his just debut main role.
Incredible. Yeah, like Reply 1997, just boom. Asian TV Drama Conference 2016, he got Special Award Actor for Squad 38 and Shopping King Louie. he was nominated for Back Song Arts Awards in 2013. He was just really busy, like 2012, 2013 with awards. The reason I mentioned that one is because like that's a really affluential award. But he also has some music awards sprinkled in there, like Cyworld Digital Music Awards, 2009 Male Newcomer of the Year for the song Calling. So I had already mentioned the Gun Chart K-pop award. He had gotten that OST. But the next year, Song of the Year, December, Loved You with Zia. So like he was raking those in. Japan Gold Disc Awards, Best 3 New Artists, Asia, for Everlasting, 2014. KBS Drama Awards. He was nominated for a ton of things, but he won in 2014 Best New Actor for The King's Face. The Korea Drama Awards, 2012 Best New Actor for Love Rain, 2012 Best Couple Award with Jung Eun-ji, Reply 1997. He was also nominated for the Excellence Award for both 2014 and 2015 for High School King of Savvy and Hello Monster, respectively. NBC Drama Awards, Excellence Award, Actor Miniseries, 2016, Shopping King Louis. The same year, he was nominated for the Grand Prize Daesang. Wow. And Best Couple Award with Nam Ji-hyun for Shopping King Louis.
Nam Ji-hyun, who's currently starring in Little Women, which we did our last week's episode on, that you should go listen to if you haven't already.
Tying it all together.
Full circle.
So, some more music awards. Mnet Asian Music Awards. I had already mentioned the OST win, but he was also nominated in 2010 for Best New Male Artist for I Love You, and in 2014 for Best Collab Loved You with Zia. Nice. SBS Drama Awards 2013, New Star Award. That was for The Master's Son. 2019 Soompi Awards. He was nominated as Actor of the Year and Best Couple Award with Jung Soo-min for The Smiles Left Your Eyes. Style Icon Awards in 2012, he won Top 10 Style Icons. And finally, TVN 10 Awards in 2016. He won Made in TVN Actor Drama for Reply 1997, and he won Best Kiss with Jung Eun-ji for Reply 1997.
So if you're wondering why those were happening so long after the show came out, it's because they were doing their 10th anniversary of all the things that happened in the past 10 years. So it wasn't even up against like just 1 year of content. It was up of 10 years of content. And he was like,
they're just that good.
They're just that good. Pride 97's just that good.
I also just want to mention the things that he's ambassador for. 2012, 2014, he was ambassador to the 2014 International Telecommunication Union Plenipotentiary Conference. I have no idea what it is, but it sounds really fun. Yeah. 2013 to 2015, Ulsan Metropolitan Police Agency for eradicating the 4 society evils. He was an honorary police officer.
Okay.
Well, what are the 4 society evils? It makes you curious what those are.
It sounds like the beginning of an anime. Like, are they the Elder Gods?
Captain Planet, but like crime.
2014 ambassador to the Korea Brand and Hallyu Product Expo, KBEE. 2015 Beksuk University Graduate School. I wondered how he could be an ambassador for graduate school. We don't know. That's all it said. But 2021 Seoul tourist promotion, Seoul Six Senses. So they did a pretty big marketing push for a bit, and he was involved.
I just Googled the 4 evils, 4 societal evils, and it comes up with South Korean insurance company began offering insurance for victims of society's largest 4 evils. But
what are they? They're still not telling us what evils are. Listen, I feel like we stumbled upon forbidden knowledge right now.
The 4 biggest societal social problems in South Korean society today are bullying in school, low quality or like messed with food products, domestic violence, and rape.
Well,
so he was
yeah.
One of these things is not like the other.
One of these things is
like, ooh, okay,
by a certain member of society.
But yes, those are some pretty terrible things. So, good job, Songa.
It felt like strange forbidden knowledge that none of us were able to be like, what are the 4 evils?
It's funny because you think like the low quality or the what do they have? Adulterated food products. Sounds like it doesn't fit in there, but like some of us will remember that like there was a time when people like put like broken glass into like baby food and stuff, and there were like babies with bloody mouths and things, you know, so like it can be a very terrible thing. It's probably not very often because we have like tamper-proof lids and stuff now.
Yeah.
Because of, but yeah, so there's some...
I like that the Tylenol thing that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why there's tamper-proof seals on all drugs now.
So I'm curious, where did everyone first like meet So In-guk? So it sounded like Jessie, it was that
the
clip
variety show.
Yes. I mean, like, I wouldn't say that like I zeroed in on him, but like it's like a funny story with like one of the other guests. But I would say like Reply 1997 was like
Reply 97 was fine.
Or even the K-Will music video, because Dawson. I don't know.
I might have, no. I think I watched Love Rain before.
It might have been at the same time.
So
yeah, I think like the music video and Reply 97 hit my, you know, consciousness at a similar time. And I remember watching 97 and being I remember the first thing I literally remember the first thing I thought when I first saw him was, man, I love this guy's eyes. And then I was like, just happened to be like, oh, I'm going to Google. And then that's when I stumbled into like, netizens think he's too ugly to play. And I'm like, wait, excuse you?
It's like,
excuse me.
What? Who are you looking at? Because it's not who I'm looking
like,
at.
Are we looking at the same thing? Also, it's like the jealousy stank wafting off of those, well, comments.
And clearly, given how popular Reply 97 is, clearly their thought
clearly not everyone agreed,
or they were not in the majority. Like people got over it real fast.
I think I first saw him in Master's Son. Like that was the first.
Okay,
I really liked him in that role.
He did have a good role.
Was good.
His role was good.
Yeah.
And I say this as a huge Soji sub fan. He was good in this role. Okay, just putting that out there.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it was Love Rain, but it might have Master's Son. I think I watched around the same time, maybe. So, but I'm pretty sure Love Rain came first because I feel like when I watched Master's Son, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. What do I know him from? So that feels like that would be my.
If you had to recommend one drama of his to just like anyone, which one would you recommend?
This is hard because
I don't think it's hard. I think 1997 is like the solid, like every person, like you could probably get
everybody.
There's a little something in there for everyone.
Yeah,
you know, and he gets such a good amount of screen time too.
Yes, yeah. And it's got a good balance of things. Like it's not all comedy, but there is comedy, and it's not all romance, but there is romance, and then there's like the friendships and just like youth and growing up, and then also the nostalgia of like, you know, like we obviously weren't around to like be the like doing all that stuff with the first gen K-pop stuff, but we were around for like things like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, like so that's a very real like thing that like we had in our youth, and I think that like the nostalgia of that it speaks to like especially with me, it spoke to me like watching it in 1997.
The pacing is also really good. Like it clicks along. It doesn't really stay still for very long. Like it's definitely a really good binge. Like if I had just a day to dedicate to it, I would have easily just clicked right through it.
But if you just want laughs, Shopping King Louie.
Like, if you're comedy heavy, like if you want something super comedy heavy,
it's so I find it's very rare to like see a K-drama that's just pure comedy, because like, you know, they always gotta, you know, add shenanigans, right? Like they gotta make it all the genres. Shopping King Louie is like 95% comedy. Like it's, of course there's, you know, shenanigans, but they're not tragic shenanigans, but they're always have a humorous like resolution to them. You know what I mean? So if you just want to laugh and feel good about life, Shopping King Louie is chef's kiss. I also like seeing my fellow mid-30s dude just being hot and sexy and fun in defiance of all of the parent naysayers that think as soon as you hit 25, you're not allowed.
I wonder
existing.
I wonder how many of the people who back in the day were like, ew, too ugly. Wah, wah, wah.
How many think he's super hot now?
Think he's like super hot and are like, no, me? No,
I never said
that. Of course, there's a bunch. They'd be like, no. They just like followed the crowd and now they're following them.
And guess what? He looks exactly the same.
Yeah, he really does. Literally looks like
he's always been that gorgeous.
He's just a little broader shouldered now because like he built up some muscle. That's literally the only difference. So all these people are like, "Oh, he had plastic surgery." No, he didn't. He looks identical. Like if he did, it's the most subtle plastic surgery I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Which, like, by the way, building up that muscle with his condition, that's like been really, really impressive. Tough. You've probably seen him some, but go check out more of his stuff because when we say there's probably something for everybody, he really has a bright spectrum of things that you can go check out.
Yeah, I mean, like he's been in a bunch of variety too, and it's like different variety. So there's even in that respect, you have that sort of like you can go watch him be himself in a numerous different varieties and find something that you'd like.
And I mean, musically too, while he is primarily a ballad singer, like I said, there is a lot of variety there. I mean, even if you're just into like Christmas carols and stuff, and you want that little jingle jangle, he's got a bunch of those. But
he can hook you up with some jingle jangle.
Oh, yeah, he'll jingle your jangle. That's all I gotta say.
But he's also got some really smooth R&B songs and some more hip hop like collaborations and things. Like there is quite a variety there as well. There's also a lot of ballads, but every once in a while something else pops in and you're like, hey.
For like vibes, there's like this thing on TikTok where they're like, would this K-pop person like protect your drink at the club? He would.
Yes.
He'd protect your drink at the club. Absolutely. Absolutely would. The vibes.
He'd protect like anyone's drink.
Yeah, like, he'd be having the arms over everyone's drinks and be like, not today, motherfuckers.
And I think he could also be one of those people he just like notice it before everyone else too. Like he's just like kind of like keenly aware of his surroundings.
I can also see that he would actually mess with the person. He would say something.
Yeah.
To the bad person.
Yeah.
Because he's sly like that. Like he really knows what's up. Like you can tell that he's just very connected with what's
He'd also just be
a
fun person to go to a bar with. Like he's like the fun guy that you would go to and play pool with, and it'd be like a lot of fun playing pool with. You know, that kind of like he's just like laid back. Like definitely watch, especially like Doom at Your Service. There's a bunch right now of like behind the scenes stuff. If you watch that, you can get like a real sense of who he is because he'll mess with Park Bo Young and like just like mess with her because she's always like having to like get lifts in her shoes and stuff or like stand on boxes, and he like messes with it. But he'll also mess with like his makeup person or the like producers or the directors or like, you know, the camera people, and like he even does it in like some of the interviews too where he kind of just like messes with all those staff, and it's like really fun because he kind of like brings in everybody into the room when he's doing stuff, and I think that's like a really cool thing to see.
I love when, you know, he's a star and he interacts with all those people, you know, brings in all the support and stuff like that and like wants them to laugh and involves them. I really like. I think that says a lot about a person. Anytime I hear about an actor or actress or somebody doing things like that, it's not that it's just charming. Like it helps make people's work a lot more enjoyable, and the fact that they take, you know, effort to do that, I think that's really good.
I mean, it's kind of along the same lines of that, you know, that saying of like, how do you know what a person's personality really is? It's like how they treat the waiters at the restaurant, how do they treat the staff. And like that's the same kind of thing, right? When you're an actor or a singer or something, how do you treat the people involved who are not stars?
Right? And aside from just like polite greetings, like actually being warm, like creating a warm environment for everyone to enjoy the situation, like that takes a lot of emotional labor in a way. And so it's nice when people are willing to do that for everybody in the room, not simply the person standing opposite them. Because I mean, it takes effort to like connect with other people all the time, and I'm sure those long filming days, my goodness, probably worn out. But he sounds like a really cool guy.
Mm-hmm. And you should all go check out his stuff. And maybe, I don't know, check out our stuff, because all of our stuff is available everywhere podcasts can be found, but also on certifiednoonas.com, our home on the web. Who's liking this seamless segue into our outro? Anyway, you can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/certifiednoonas, where we do almost weekly live streams, and all of our episodes are there as well. If you want to support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/certifiednoonas to become part of the Patreon found family. They're our little certified found family. They're the people who love us and we love them, and it's all super fun and lovely, and we have a great time over on Patreon. So thank you for listening. You can find us on all social medias, but mostly Twitter and Instagram. It's always at Certified Noonas, one word. We hope you have a fantastic week, and maybe go out and, if you haven't already, watch a Sew and Gook project. Huh? No peer pressure. No peer pressure. No peer pressure. Just
yes, peer pressure. Do it.
Do it. Watch Reply 97. Just listen. We got the goods.
You will enjoy Reply 97.
Anybody, just watch it. Anyway, we hope you have a great week. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. The usuals. And as always, keep enjoying Asian entertainment. Goodbye.
Bye.
You're saying goodbye too.
That was sugar. Sorry.